Chevrolet Corvette. The Chevrolet Corvette is a legendary American two-door, two-seater sports car produced by Chevrolet, a division of General Motors, since 1953. Across 8 generations, from the classic C1 to today's high-performance C8, the Corvette is celebrated for its distinctive styling, lightweight fiberglass or composite body, strong performance, and relatively affordable pricing compared to other sports cars. Originally manufactured in Flint, Michigan, and later in St. Louis, Missouri, production moved to Bowling Green, Kentucky in 1981, where it continues today. The first 7 generations used a front-engine rear-wheel drive layout, but the C8 introduced a rear mid-engine design, pushing the Corvette into the supercar class. Often called America's sports car, the Corvette became a symbol of freedom and adventure, especially after appearing in the 1960s TV show Route 66. With its continuous innovation, the Corvette remains one of the most iconic and successful sports cars in history. First-generation Corvette, C1. The first-generation Chevrolet Corvette, produced from 1953 to 1962, debuted as a show car at the 1953 GM Motorama and entered production on June 30, 1953. The original Corvette featured a hand-laid fiberglass body and a solid axle design, with only 300 units made in its first year, all painted polo white. Early models used a 150 HP Blue Flame inline-6 engine, but in 1955 Chevrolet introduced a 265 cu in V8 engine, dramatically improving performance. A major redesign in 1956 added a new body style and optional features like power windows and a power-operated convertible top. In 1957, the revolutionary ramjet fuel injection became available, helping the Corvette achieve 1 horsepower per cubic inch with the 283 V8. The 1958 model brought quad headlights and interior updates, while the 1961 redesign introduced a sleeker rear with 4 round taillights, a design that lasted for decades. In 1962, the engine grew to a 327 cu in V8, with up to 360 HP, marking the end of the C1 era, the last Corvette with a solid rear axle and exclusively convertible body style. Second-generation Corvette, C2. The second-generation Chevrolet Corvette, produced from 1963 to 1967, introduced the famous Stingray name, and a more compact, aggressive design inspired by earlier concept cars and a Mako shark. This generation featured fiberglass body panels, hidden headlights, and for 1963 only, the unique split rear window. Innovations included independent rear suspension, electronic ignition, 4-wheel disc brakes, 1965, and the introduction of powerful big block V8 engines like the 396 and 427 cu in options. Performance models like the rare L88 and Grand Sport Corvettes, built for racing, became legendary, with only 5 Grand Sports ever produced. By 1967, the C2 featured minimal ornamentation and extremely powerful engines, making it a high point for Corvette performance, despite a drop in sales. The C2 firmly established the Corvette as a true American sports car and racing icon. Third-generation Corvette, C3. The third-generation Chevrolet Corvette, 1968-1982, inspired by the Mako Shark II concept, introduced the famous T-top roof panels and revived performance names like LT1 and ZR1. Early C3s continued using C2 engines but introduced the powerful 350 cu in V8 and legendary 427 ZL1 engine. Through the 1970s, government regulations led to lower compression ratios and decreased horsepower, but special models like the 1970 LT1 and 1971 LS6 kept performance alive. Styling evolved with flared fenders, safety bumpers, and eventually, a fastback rear window for the 1978 25th Anniversary Edition. The 1978 Indy 500 pace car replica and the 1979 peak sales year marked high points, while weight-saving and aerodynamic updates came in 1980. By 1981, production moved to Bowling Green, Kentucky, and 1982 saw the return of fuel injection with the Collector Edition closing out the C3 era. The C3 Corvette remains iconic for its aggressive design and its balance of muscle and style across changing automotive landscapes. Fourth-generation Corvette, C4. The fourth-generation Corvette, 1984-1996, marked the first full redesign since 1963, with production delayed by a year, making 1984 the launch year. It featured a new chassis, digital dash, and aluminum suspension, with the early L83 Crossfire V8 replaced by the L98 tuned port injection V8 in 1985. A 4+3 manual overdrive transmission was offered until replaced by a modern 6-speed in 1989. The convertible returned in 1986 alongside the Indy 500 Pace Car Edition, while performance peaked with the Callaway Twin Turbo and the ZR1 Supercar, 1990-1995, boasting a 375 HP Lotus-designed LT5 engine. In 1992, the LT1 engine debuted with 300 HP and traction control, ASR. Final C4 highlights included the 1996 Grand Sport and Collector Edition models, with the 330 HP LT4 engine capping the generation's legacy. The C4 Corvette modernized the brand with advanced technology, aerodynamic styling, and serious performance. Like and subscribe my channel and comment for the next part of this video.